What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video we'll be going over the best 50 tips and tricks for your new iPad Air. So let's begin with the video now. So first up, we're gonna have use the dock. The dock is your starting point to all interactions on the iPad along with the home screen. The dock is the bottom row of icons which can hold up to 13 apps, and the dock is available everywhere on iOS. So if you're inside an app, just a short swipe up from the bottom will take you to the dock, and then you can just tap an app to open it. Next up, I'm going to show you how to customize the home screen. To customize the home screen, all you have to do is long press on an icon until they start to wiggle. Once you see them moving, you can move the apps around into this page or the other page or whatever you want to move it, even delete them from the page. You can also customize the dock by doing the same thing and fill it with your favorite apps. So we want to long press again on one app that we want to move to the dock and then move it onto the dock. Next up, we're going to have swipe up to go home. So if you're inside an app and you want to exit and go to the home screen, all you have to do is swipe up from the bottom of the iPad and that will take you to the home screen. And to go to the app switcher, which is where all your open apps are, all you have to do is a short swipe up to the middle of the screen, and then it will reveal the app switcher. And if you want to quit apps from that app switcher, all you have to do is swipe up on the app previews once you are in the switcher. You can also use apps in floating windows, and when an app is open, just swipe up to open up the dock and drag an app over the app that's already open. And this means that the new app will be floating around the screen and you can move it around, keeping the app that's below it. You could also use the split view for multitasking, and after opening the app and having it float around the screen, you can select and drag it to the left or right edge of the screen to make a split view. And the way you resize these apps is just using the handlebar that is in between those apps, and you can go left or right depending on the size that you want to use. You can also drag and drop files or text between apps. So once you have two apps running side by side, you can drag and drop images, text, and files from one app to another. You can always watch videos in picture, and this feature is enabled by default, so when you're in an app like Netflix or on the Safari website, let's say on YouTube, you can just go to the home button by swiping up and the video will continue to play in a small floating window, and you can resize it and move it around. You could also disable the picture by going to settings. Then you're going to head to general and select picture in picture. There you will see an option to disable it. We also have a new way to access to the control center, and all you have to do is swipe down from the right edge of the status bar up here, as you can tell, and the control center will open up. You can always customize this control center as well by going to settings, heading to control center, and here you will see icons that have the minus or positive sign to add or take off the control center. You can also use the quick gesture for app switching, and this will be just swiping on the bottom of the screen left to right, making a small semicircle, and then you'll be able to switch to the most recent app. You can also quickly access to the spotlight by just going to your home screen and swiping from the middle of the screen down. That way you're going to open up the spotlight and make any quick search. You can also close multiple tabs in Safari, and to do this, just tap and hold on the tab switcher button and then tap close all tabs button to quickly close all the apps. You could also lock your notes, and this is one of the lesser known features of Apple Notes, which is the ability to lock notes using the Touch ID. All you have to do is open up a note and then tap on the share button and go down or swipe until you see the lock note to get started. You could also use the screen time to monitor time spent, and you have to go to settings, then go all the way down to screen time to enable the feature. And if you think you're too much in an app, you can also set the time limits and just have to go to the same screen time window and then select app limit, and then you can set it up for 30 minutes or even 1 hour a day. You can also move multiple apps together on your home screen, and for this just tap and hold an app icon to put it on wiggle mode as we did before. Then tap all of the other icons that you want to move on the grid, and that way you're going to see them pile up like you're looking at the video right now, and move it around to one page or even one folder. Once you let the finger go, it will place those apps wherever you place them. You can also use the hidden cursor mode, and when you have the software keyboard up, just tap and hold on the spacebar to turn the keyboard into a trackpad. Then you can swipe right, left, up, or down to move the cursor in those directions, and this gives you precise control over the cursor placement. Now enable Assistive Touch. Assistive Touch, which gives users a software home button, is also available on the iPad. All you have to do is head to Settings, you're going to go to General and reach for Accessibility. Right there you're going to click on Assistive Touch, and then you're going to toggle the thing to enable it. And you can customize it as well on this same menu by going to Assistive Touch like WIDGETS did and going to Customize, and then you can add or take off some options from the home button of the Assistive Touch. You can also add websites to the home screen, and there are some things that still work better in Safari and negate this need to install a special app. In such a case, you can add websites as home screen shortcuts. Just open up the website, tap on the share button, and select Add to the home screen. You could also use Shortcuts app for automation, and the new Shortcuts app by Apple helps bridge some of the gaps. You can create automation workflows that will help you do things that apps in the App Store just can't do. You could also record your iPad screen, and to do this, just go to Settings, head to Control Center, and customize it until you find the screen recording. Toggle it, and now whenever you open up the Control Center and tap this button right here, your screen will start recording itself. If you don't know how to take a screenshot, you just have to use the power button and also the volume up button at the same time to take a screenshot. Once a screenshot is taken, you will see a preview of it in the bottom left corner, and you can tap on it to quickly edit it or share it. You can also add multiple fingers to the Touch ID, and to do this, just head to General, Passcode, and you're going to select the option to add another fingerprint. You could always use the floating keyboard as well, and when the digital keyboard is visible, press down on the keyboard button in the lower right, and then the floating menu will pop up, and then the keyboard will move all around the screen. But if the keyboard is in the way, simply move it around, and if you're done, simply quickly press the keyboard button and then slide the keyboard up or down. Don't press down for too long though, because the floating menu will pop up again. You can also use the Files app for better organization, and at the most basic, you're going to use 2 tabs, which is Recent, that lets you see all the documents you have recently used, and you can open them from there. You're also going to have Browse, and this lets you see the documents folders for individual apps, and you make additional folders for further organization. You can open up the recent documents by pressing the app icon, so you don't always have to use Files or Spotlight or open an app before you can access to its most recently used files, as some iPad apps let you select them straight from the icon on the home screen or the dock. All you have to do is press your finger on the app's icon for a second, and a small window featuring thumbnails of the last 4 files will appear. Select the one you want, and it will immediately open. You can also copy items from your iPhone to your iPad, and Apple makes this easy, so long as you're on the same iCloud account. The same Wi-Fi network and Bluetooth is enabled. On your iPhone, copy the text or photo as you normally would, and then on your iPad, open the document where you want to paste it. Hold down your finger until the menu appears, press paste, and then it should appear. You can also enable reduce motion for better experience, and to do this, you just have to open up the settings, head to accessibility, then motion, and then turn on reduce motion. I would also recommend you to use speech to text. You can open up the Notes app and tap the microphone icon on the keyboard, and Apple will ask if you want to enable dictation. You just tap yes, and now when you tap the microphone when it's available on the keyboard, you can use speech to text. And if you want to disable it, to turn it off, you have to open up the Settings app, then head to General, and then Keyboards. Once you're in Keyboards, scroll down and toggle off Enable Dictation. And if you want to add effects to your live photos, the iPad Photos app has a handy tool that works really well. Open up the Photos app, swipe up, and you will see effects to add to your live photos. You can also use the app library to keep your home screen clean. To get it, just swipe all the way over the end of your home screen pages, and the app library automatically organizes your apps into categories. You can scroll through the categories and tap into each one to see all the apps listed there, or you can take advantage of the search feature. You should also delete your home screen pages if you don't want them there, and to do this, just long press on an empty area of the home screen and then tap on the row of dots at the bottom of the display. You can then drag home screen pages to rearrange them, or tap on the check mark and then the negative sign to delete them. You can also hide notes column, and then for this just go to the notes app, and then you're going to select the two arrows on the top of your screen to hide the left column so you have all the space to write on your notes. And my other recommendation is to use the widgets. So many of the Apple apps and third-party apps come with widgets which you can put on your home screen or view in the Today Center to get information at a glance. If you don't know how to add a widget, you just have to long press on an empty space on the home screen to enter the jiggle mode where the icons are wiggling. Then tap on the plus button on the upper left-hand corner of the display. Scroll down the widget suggestions or search for a specific widget. Then you're going to tap on the widget you want and swipe through the different options, and for many widgets you can choose the size, and for others you can customize the function. Once you have customized your widget to your satisfaction, tap the Add Widget and it will be placed on the home screen. And from there you can drag it into the position you want and then done. Another useful feature is Quick Notes. With the iOS 15, Apple added Handy Quick Notes feature to the iPads that's designed for jotting down notes without having to open up the Notes app. In any app or in the home screen, swipe up diagonally from the right-hand corner of the screen. And all you have to do is this that I'm doing right now in the video, head to the corner, swipe up diagonally, and you're gonna see the notes. So once you're done, just select done, and then the thing will disappear. You can also use iPad as a second screen, and if you have a Mac and it's not too old, you can use iPad as a second screen with Apple's Sidecar feature. Using Sidecar is as simple as accessing the display section of the control center on your Mac and beaming your screen to your iPad. You could also enhance Safari with extensions, and getting Safari extensions is as simple as opening up the Settings app, scrolling down to Safari, tapping on Extensions, and then selecting more extensions to get the extension section in the App Store. You could also translate text anywhere. Select the text that you want to have translated by long pressing and then dragging the blue bars. Tap on the selected text on the bar that pops up, tap on the translate option, and the text will be translated in a small window to the side. You could also swipe down for punctuation and symbols, and you will notice that each letter on the keyboard also has a corresponding symbol over the top of the letter in gray. Those are symbols, punctuations, or numbers you get to hit if you shift key on either side of the spacebar. But you don't have to do that. You can always just swipe down quickly on the individual key. For example, I'm going to do this, and once I swipe down, it's going to switch to the number or symbol that's on top. And if you want to connect your PS4 controller, make sure that the Bluetooth is on and then press the turn on button and option at the same time on your PS4 remote until the LED goes white. Then go to your Bluetooth and you will find it right there. If it's connected properly, a pink light on your remote will let you make sure it's connected. Now I'm going to show you how to discover energy hogs. So this you will see by going to Settings and Battery to discover the health of your iPad's battery and which apps are doing the most draining. And here we can see all of the information of the apps that have been draining or not draining the battery of our iPads. You can also use emoji, and to use emoji just tap on the smiley face key at the bottom left of your iPad's on-screen keyboard to return to normal. Then tap ABC, and if you don't see any smiley picture, just go to Settings, General, Keyboards, and add New Keyboard and then select emoji from the list. Now lastly, how to charge your device with your iPad. For this one in particular, you just need the charging cable and just plug it on the side of the iPad to charge any device. Alright everyone, so that was it for today's video. If you got some valuable information out of it, please don't forget to give it a like and also leave a comment down below on what you think. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to receive notifications every time we post a new video. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next one.